Get out of my sight, black woman. You're nothing but a simple assistant, Dr. Finch yelled as she pulled the woman from the room, unaware of the news she was about to receive. The clinic corridor was alive with hurried footsteps, clipped voices, and the sterile sting of antiseptic. Through the tense corridor walked Dr. Maya Sharma. Her skin was deep-toned, her uniform crisp, her steps calm. That calmness shattered when Dr. Finch's voice sliced through the air. What are you doing here? You can't stay in this sector. This is the main operations theater, not the trainees' lounge. A few junior doctors shifted uncomfortably, but said nothing. Maya stood silent, her composure deliberate. That silence fueled Finch's fury. Didn't you hear me? Are you dense, as well as foreign? We need qualified practitioners here, not strays wandering around. Some nurses bowed their heads, pretending to study charts. The air thickened. One assistant began timidly. Doctor, maybe she is silenced. Finch snapped. This is a renowned institute. We will not turn it into a spectacle with a foreign woman parading around. Maya's stillness unsettled them all. Her calm gaze met Finch's storm, unwavering. Finch leaned closer, lowering her voice, but making sure every ear caught it. Do everyone a favor. Go back to the village you belong in. You have no place here. At that, Maya finally smiled faintly, defiance cloaked in serenity. She turned as if to leave, but Finch barked after her. Hey, Maya, where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you. Ignorant woman. Maya turned slowly. Her voice trembled at first, then steadied. Dr. Finch, with all due respect, you have no reason to treat me like this. I ask that you show me some respect. The corridor froze. Someone had dared to answer back. Finch stepped forward, her laugh sharp. Respect? Respect is earned. Here we demand intelligence, preparation, and strength. Things I doubt you could comprehend. Maya's fist clenched. Her voice held firm. I don't need your approval. My work speaks for itself. I won't be humiliated. Finch tilted her head, savoring the moment. Work? You follow orders and clean up after us. Don't fool yourself. You're here because of some token scheme. A mistake. You're mistaken, Doctor, Maya answered quietly. I'm not what you think. You're right, Finch sneered. You're less. Much less. The venom dripped with every word, but Maya's composure held. Junior doctors watched with a mix of dread and shame. Finch cut her off again with a raised hand. Enough. Get out. You're nothing but an assistant. And worse, foreign. That alone makes me sick. For a moment, pain cracked Maya's face, but then it vanished under that steady calm. You cannot erase me with insults, she said firmly. I am here, and I will not leave because my background offends you. A horrified murmur rippled down the hall. Finch's rage boiled over. She seized Maya's arm, yanking hard, shoving her against the wall. Get out of here. You're trash. Maya stumbled. Her uniform wrinkled where Finch's hand had gripped. For the first time, her eyes wavered. The humiliation was raw, public, and devastating. She turned, shoulders heavy, and walked away as the junior doctors stood frozen in their silence. Inside the storage room, she collapsed against the wall. Tears streamed unchecked. They weren't only from pain, but from the cruel truth she could not change. Her origin was the first thing they saw. Not her skill, not her strength. Why? She whispered to the empty room. Why must I always prove more just for being different? Her sobs echoed against the tiles, but slowly she pulled herself upright and faced the dusty mirror. Red-rimmed eyes stared back at her. She wiped her cheeks, fixed her hair, and steadied her voice. No, she murmured. You won't ruin this for me. Straightening her uniform, she summoned a quiet confidence that had been hidden since the beginning. Because today wasn't any day. Today, the truth would come out. Outside, the loudspeaker crackled. All department heads and senior staff are requested to report to the surgical conference room for an urgent meeting. Maya took one last look at her reflection. The pain lingered, but it was braided now with resolve. Very soon, the same voices that had belittled her would fall silent. Very soon, the truth would eclipse the prejudice. She opened the door and stepped into the corridor once again. The clinic hallways stirred with unusual tension. Doctors in scrubs hurried toward the meeting room, carrying folders and tablets, their faces serious. Among them was Dr. Finch, her posture proud. Convinced that her presence was indispensable, she entered, offering forced smiles, settling at the table as low murmurs filled the air. The door opened again. Dr. Maya Sharma walked in with a steady stride, calm and unflinching. She ignored the stares and moved to her seat. Finch's expression twisted into contempt. What is this foreign woman doing here? She sneered loudly. She must be here to serve tea. The room froze. Whispers stopped. Finch, emboldened, added mockingly, well, then bring me one strong. Maya paused, then quietly stepped out. Minutes later, she returned, carrying a steaming cup. With impeccable composure, she placed it before Finch, and instead of leaving, walked to the far end of the table and sat down, back straight. This unexpected gesture unsettled many. Before Finch could unleash another insult, the institute director entered with a folder. He stood firmly at the head of the table. Today is an important day for our institute. We are here to introduce the new head of surgery. He let the anticipation build, then declared, Dr. Maya Sharma. Shock rippled across the room. Some clapped cautiously. Others stared in disbelief. Maya remained serene, her composure unshaken. Finch's face flushed with rage. No, she shouted, slamming the table. This is madness. You're putting her in charge of me? This clinic will collapse with immigrants like her leading us. Her voice cracked as she screamed louder. You had to be foreign, you miserable woman. Gasps filled the air. Finch rose abruptly, her chair screeching, fists clenched, moving toward Maya. Before she could strike, 2 doctors and a junior doctor restrained her. She thrashed and hurled insults, her fury spilling without control. Dragged toward the door, she screamed. She can't be head. She's foreign. The room sat stunned, faces pale with shock. The director turned calmly to Maya. Dr. Sharma, the floor is yours. Maya rose, her coat now carrying a commanding weight. She looked around, letting silence sharpen her words. I know what some of you are thinking, that my origin, gender, or history should be obstacles. And yes, I have endured contempt, humiliation, and prejudice, even minutes ago. But none of this defines me. I stand here not because of charity, but because I earned it with years of sacrifice, study, and results. The silence was heavy until the young junior doctor began to clap. Slowly, others followed until applause filled the room. For the first time that day, Maya allowed herself a small, genuine smile. She raised her hand. What we witnessed from Dr. Finch is unacceptable. It disgraces this institution. The director nodded gravely. As head of surgery, the decision is yours. Maya's voice cut through with authority. Dr. Finch will no longer remain at this institute. Her bias, humiliation, and violence cannot be tolerated. Effective immediately, she is permanently expelled. A murmur of relief spread across the room. Outside, Finch still fought against those restraining her. Hearing Maya's verdict, she froze. What? You can't do this, she cried. Maya stepped forward, her tone sharp and cold. I have both the right and the duty. There is no place for you here. Security arrived, taking Finch firmly by the arms. Her protest dissolved into incoherent screams as she was dragged away, disappearing down the hallway. Inside, silence returned, but this time it carried a sense of liberation. Maya took her place at the head of the table. Today, we close a dark chapter. From this moment on, this institute begins a new story. Applause erupted stronger and freer, sealing both Finch's downfall and Maya's rise. In the days that followed, the institute transformed. Where whispers of disdain once followed Maya, respect now replaced them. Signs appeared in every corridor. Dr. Maya Sharma, head of surgery. Colleagues offered congratulations. Some, ashamed of past silence, apologized. Maya listened with calm grace, holding no resentment. Her victory was not merely the title, but the change it symbolized. She had turned prejudice into proof of resilience, humiliation into strength. One morning, walking through the main wing, Maya stopped by the large clinic window. The city stretched before her. She breathed deeply and smiled. It was worth it, she whispered. Because that day, I didn't just win a position. I proved that dignity cannot be broken and no prejudice is stronger than truth. The institute had a new head and with her, a new future.